again, and it's Eminhap. Take us through it. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. All right, there we go. Now you can open
I swear it gets longer and longer every time.
I wonder if it gets longer and longer.
I think that it's just production with an actual bell.
It might be. Can I expose Fresh, by the way?
Yeah, of course. Every time.
Beforehand, he said,
Yeah.
Oregon is not a good secret map. And now he's like, I think they come back.
All right.
Or was it? Was it?
Fresh is a man of hope. Fresh is a man with a dream.
I just want to say, Milos and I are the only ones who believed in Hellraisers.
Yeah. What do you want, medal?
Yeah, I want a medal.
I mean, Milos, he's very adamant
That is
the
very
Riskies, as he lovingly calls.
See, I'm not surprised Milos just went for them.
Finish the thought. Finish the sentence whilst he's staring at you on the other side of a Christmas tree.
You were you have a Russian girlfriend. Yeah, exactly.
Does she watch Siege? Oh.
She works in esports and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In Germany, as an esports manager, if I'm correct. Yeah, exactly. So
I like how we're just talking about everything. We have bands going on.
It's fine.
We're just having a lovely Christmas
Most of the time we skip them. We don't really talk about them
Milos
much.
is such a lovely person, got us all Christmas gifts, and I feel so guilty that I didn't get anybody anything.
Maybe.
Literally nobody anything. You got me tea. That was a casual friend gift. That wasn't a Christmas gift.
Just pack it up nicely next time. And then
he got you mustard.
He got me mustard, yes. Especially from Düsseldorf.
Yeah. And he got me a photograph of me from the past.
Yeah, you're a time traveler.
From the 1800s. It's a photograph that is of me. And it's,
many will be confused now. But you're actually like 1,500 years old or something.
I'm quite old.
Yeah. I'm just 23. I don't know that much yet. So.
Yeah. I cannot confirm or deny Milos. The audience can't hear you as well. Hey, look at that. Milos has just been banned as the last ban, so which means he has to leave the room.
Unfortunate.
Goodbye, Milos. Goodbye, Kaid.
You're also banned, by the way.
I'm also banned.
So I guess I'm soloing this.
Yeah. Good luck, Flores.
Unfortunate.
Okay, let's talk this game, and let's talk these bans as well, because I know we were just feeling some lovely Christmas time there. But it is important, and I think the importance that was put upon it from the desk is Information has been such a huge game. Such a huge game for Hellraisers. And, okay, if we're going to talk about Oregon as a map compared to Bank and compared to Chalet, I think the Information drive is a little bit different. I think it's fair to say it's more of an awareness of where people are in terms of general positioning and general structure. There's a lot of prep, there's a lot of work. It's a lot of Oregon. We know it very well.
Yeah.
But within and amongst that, you're looking at the Sam Cams, you're looking at Valk, it's been a constant removal. Echo, Maestro, Twitch, pow, pow, pow. Hellraisers have been so good on that intel game, on that sort of resilient idea of where everybody is. And it has really scarpered and suffered Secret. And yet they're still sort of looking towards the Kaid and the Thatcher.
Yeah, for sure. They're, of course, starting out on the defense themselves, so probably want to be setting themselves up well for the second half. Yeah, once again. It's basically Secret starting out for the last two maps as well on the defense. Hellraisers on that attack. And this time exactly the same again. The Hellraisers, overall, have been able to find more rounds out of their first half. Let's see if they continue going on that way. As, I mean, they just won a very close map, an 8-7. But it wasn't their map. It was Secret's map pick. They wanted to go for Chalet, and it showed. They had some good IDs here, as I believe that was a Gemini indeed coming through. Rush using that to spot out Sleben and force him back. But in the meantime, the top floor already taking some hits here as Exodus is slowly digging himself in deep. Oh, there's one coming up the white stairs, I believe. Might be the case. Not quite sure if they spotted that. No, it's Sleben that went down Freezer. Never mind. He's quite safe up in that top floor. At least for now.
Secret. Starting once again on the defense. They're going to see if they can thread a little bit more together here, but as Smash starts the charge here for a Hellraiser's attack that goes for a deep dive, they have the drones working ahead of them. Again, a consistent information game, but that one's a little bit more of the active possibility of swinging behind it. Something they did a few times on the other maps as well. They're not shy away from the differences and the applications that they can have with the drone game. either way, it plays into their drive and their attempt to lock down. Another camera gone, another Force, another Shepherd, and within the opening minute and a half-ish, they've been able to get all of the players pushed down to the basement-ish.
Yeah, dude, there's still some time more slash left as a mission here. It's a Sam cam out as Kendrew wanted to go a bit aggressive, but they're all forced back now. We're going for a 5v5 execute at some point because every single member of Secret is currently on the sides. Hatches are being opened up as well. They need to find themselves an opening to get through, and that will start probably around either the E-box or the freezer itself. Mirror windows, of course, in that position. Kendrew looking to sneak up. I'm wondering if there's something there to stop this flank from happening, because otherwise he might be able to hit them quite hard.
Oh, he's already been able to slither his way past the hold that Smash has set up, but it now means he's stuck here. And it's the awareness of Smash. Does he know that Kendrew's there? Well, Kendrew's been able to get even further, and then he goes back down. He had a bit of an adventure, and he didn't quite trust being so isolated, because to be fair, 50 seconds. At this point, you're expecting this pressure to start to come through from Hellraisers, and to be fair, when it's turned to these scrappy 5 versus 5 firefights in the final 50 on the side itself, it sometimes gets a little bit too close to the wire than Secret would like. When they're defending, they often take the round, but there's still Hellraisers players standing. And that's the thing that they cannot quite have as the cost. Gomfy went a bit wide and got by a mission now, as Packball's going to see if he can buy a little bit more time. That's another drop on the shield, and Emission can't quite get the swing in, and as Sleben's able to put a little bit of pressure onto Rush on the opposite side, 15 seconds, they got to try and push themselves through. Keenan on flares though, and Smash gets Sleben back, and it's Exodus with the drive down the corridor, and suddenly it's just Kendrew. 5 seconds, he tries to find one of the fight on the way out and gets the drop onto one. As the plant goes down on the default, he's going to see if he can swing around. Fight it, fight to Kendrew!
The cover wasn't there. They expected him to go through the rotate, but instead he swung around and went for the other angle instead. It's a bit of a risk. He can go for 2 gunfights at the same time at that point, but he manages to win it out. And Hellraisers, even though the time was slowly starting to tick down, managed to lose that round in the end there. And of course, Secret, they had the opportunity. It was 0-0. They needed to go for the plan. They needed to commit it because there was no other opportunity. Smash being caught off early there doesn't help either. Maybe should have stayed back a little bit. Stay back near the pillar. Hold the long angle. Wait for him to push through whilst the other angle of the rotation was being watched. Small mistake yet once again, costing the round here for Hellraisers. And you never know how crucial it will be. They have 2 maps now. They just need a single one left out of the next 3 that get played. All the cards are in their favor. But this kill is what cost them the round in the end, because then it's 0-0. Exodus is stuck on that defuser for 4 more seconds. Kendrew well aware. And as the gamble and the pre-fire comes through in the rotation, which, you know, it's a 50-50 at that point, he manages to pick up both, and there's nothing they could do about it. So, small mistake in the end, which has cost them the round.
So, Secret, they find a sharpness here on their opening defense. They're able to get it, but it's built on the back of a 3 versus 1 clutch, which again, you cannot entirely gamble on. As I said, Kendrew was very sharp at the beginning of Bank. He didn't quite have that throughout the same duration on Chalet, but if he can start as he means to go on, this is the perfect play. He was almost caught out of position before. He was always dangerously looking towards Dance that he might try and take up the stories and the floors, but then rotated back down when push came to the shove. And as I said, sometimes you got to do that. When you're up against a Hellraiser's approach, they are quite good trying to find something in that final 15 seconds.
Yeah, for sure they are. As Keenan finds out there is a drone and his position has been called out, but as he's trying to rotate out, gets caught off by Exodus, who inserted himself into the building quite quickly and thus will be able to punish the member of Team Secret yet once again. This time, though, it is Hellraisers that starts off with a bit of an advantage, which didn't really happen until like 50 seconds left in the round the last time around. So a bit of a speed up here on the side of Hellraisers, which is surely welcomed. As Packball is well aware of the fact that he's being challenged, that wall stays close somehow.
More drones, more problems, and more of a tricky situation here as the Buck finally opens it, but look, he is entirely surrounded. Kendrew's dropped to try and offer some support here, but they're going to pop through. Packball pops off, takes the head off, and Kendrew has the support, Exodus. And suddenly they're able to actually pull some of this back into their favor, but again, Kendrew is dropping in, and sure, it was a great take by Packball, but he's about to have to make another one as Emission slow keeps round on the crawl. It is one more for the man inside that little boxed security office. And now with a drone and maybe a third body stacked up. Can't quite get the connection this time round. And Rush has to see if he can do one better than Kendrew's 3K clutch before and see if he can go for 4.
The sad thing is, this entire round, there's only been a single member on that side. They could have just hit it directly and nothing really they could have done against it. As the fake is coming through, is going to be landing him the kill, as he probably expected it to be the Gemini Replicator. And that brings it back to a 1v2. It is still winnable. It's Kendrew on low HP. Sleben also just a single headshot away from being picked up. And as Rush now gets that diffuser, there is a minute left on the clock. Spots out the first. Is not going to be able to land that shot yet as Sleben goes aggressive towards those white stairs and tries to reposition himself.
Well, this time it's a real one, and it's going to creep its way up the staircase. And the spray's going to come through. It sounds like Kendrew's made his way back, but no, it wasn't a real one. Rush is still playing the game, and he gives it away when he peppers and pops some bullets there on either side. 40 seconds. Is this one real?
No, it's not.
No.
It's again going to be the real Yana that comes through. This time is not going to be able to trick Rush or out of it. It's not Rush, of course. Either way, that's the second round to come through for Secret. Managed to get a great kill with that Yana fake to come through. It's something we see more and more, and, you know, you catch off a player or two as a result as well. But it's a good start here for Secret. Better than the previous 2 maps have gone so far. So they can be very happy with how things are currently going. However, the tertiary bomb site is coming around, and it will be the kitchen dining. That is the difficult site for Secret now. The side they might have the least amount of faith in, that they will be able to win it. And thus the side that Hellraisers need to win to make a statement here.
The swap out as Kendrew tries to decide where he wants to settle, and more intel, more of that game that Hellraisers have flown so well throughout today, and obviously it almost caused a bit of devastation. If it wasn't for Kendrew coming in and acting as a body double there with some support for Packbull, he probably wouldn't have been able to survive. Sure, he might have found one on the way out the door, but then that's 3 other players stacked up ready, one doubling up on server, and then the Buck and the Iana either side. It came down to some very needed support, and it came through for them. Can they at least find some of that momentum to see if they can thread themselves together? Obviously, Keenan, he was a big part in the factor of the previous map. He's someone, again, that you look to see if they can step up and step in. He was caught a bit unaware by the pressure and pace that came through onto Zulu from what was a fast-moving Exodus, who, to be fair, has played that game quite a lot. He keeps getting into these positions so close to the site and so close to causing some drama, and very consistently causes problems.
And that's it. If he continues to do so, then Hellraisers might be onto a good one here, but they need to make sure that they quickly turn this map around. They're currently 0-2 down, really needing to win this third bomb site. Of course, on the next rotation, they have seen the takes, they have seen the holds. They're going to be able to adapt to it, as it often stays the same, but it's Sleben this time for the entry kill. It's Exodus that drops. I believe that is all the way from the balcony, not quite sure. Mission finds a refrag though. It's Kendrew to drop, but again, every single member of Secret, I believe, is currently not on the side itself. They're all above it, and that might prove something they can use on the side of Hellraisers.
Well, Smash is going to try and put some pressure from the Armory side and see if they can get the close down from the opposite part of the stairs. With Attic soft, they might be able to steadily make their way across the top here, and they're just going to leave themselves Cam and some intel to watch around on the other side. And they have that flank drone and the flank cam in a very particular position. Yep. The can opener goes across. Obviously, without the buck, it means that that soft is going to have to be done in more creative ways, but they still obviously have flares, though, to deal with any of the intense hard destruction, and you do generally need a more of a solid approach here across the top. Will my discs get dropped? The pressure's steadily pushed and shepherded as they're just seeing if they can get themselves a bit of a close down, lockdown, and intel as the camera doesn't last long enough to get that mute jammer. They're doing everything to keep a keen eye on it. Sleben's forced a little bit further back, and there's the second camera gone as well. The mute jammer is going to last about as long as this grenade takes to bounce around the corner. He's taking a risk and a gamble and an exchange, but look at this flood of blue bodies across this flat firefight.
I really want to get control of that top floor. They finally got rid of the mute jammer. Take on the side of Sleben, whose body is being spotted from below to bring that there. And as Gonfi is about to go for a swing here, loses half his HP, really, after being tossed down, not able to find anything either. And that means that Hellraisers now do have that advantage. Just a singular body, however, but they don't have side control yet. They still need to try and fight towards it. As Gonfi is looking to go on a potential flank here, also has to be careful that he's not being caught off, because I believe there is still a player somewhere on those back stairs holding. And as indeed Rush with that drone, trying to spot where Comfy is gone.
That's it. They wanted to see if they can get an idea. They still have 40 seconds, and Keenan's going to make it a little bit less easy for them as he's able to find a mission. They have a buff. They have some of the concerns sort of covered off, but without the solidity of the kills, they might have to make the rash decision of do we just go for the bit of the pressure onto the rush of the site itself. The man himself is stacked up. Wants to try and find the fight with Smash offering some cover before as Flarezo steps up to see if they can get the exothermic round to the default just on the backside of the site. But with Server still a little bit away from them, it's not going to be an easy approach as the pings come through. The smokes are going to do everything that they can, and it's just a matter of pre-firing the angles right now. Keenan, he's locked off from the long range. He's seeing if he can get some of this solidity. It goes in. Gomfy gets one. It's a bit of a pop and a pre-fire, and there it is. The round locks off. Secret, for the first time today on their side, have netted 3 rounds in a row.
Well played, Darren, indeed. Good patience coming through. Not really giving Hellraisers any further opportunities to try and lock out that round. Secret really have started off strong, and that's going to be the first tactical timeout we're seeing from the side of Hellraisers, who are currently just being beaten around the bush by Team Secret, not really allowed to get into the game. As Secret is truly trying to bring back this map, at least to start the reverse sweep, or at least put it in motion and provide a potential. They need to win all 3 maps to stay in EUL. All 3 that remain. Hellraisers just won. The pressure will be less upon them than it is on Secret. It is their map pick, though, Oregon. Villa will be the map pick that we go to after on Secret. And if we do find ourselves in a decider situation, it will be Cafe.
Well, this is one of the first times that we've seen Hellraisers take a full breath. It is definitely the first time we've seen them do this early into a game. Usually they believe that most of the game has gone their pace. They've taken some last minute, it's map point, we've got to have a conversation, timeouts before, which to be fair, why not? If you have it in your pocket and you want to have that final chat before that final push. But here, with a perfect rotation going into Secret's favor on what is not their map, it's Hellraiser's chance to see if they can lock it out. They are but 1 map away from probably the best Christmas gift they could want, which is playing in Tier 1 all of next year. It's a lot of work that's building up to this best of 5, and sure, both these teams had a long road to get here. 1 on the up, 1 on the down. They got to meet, and somebody's got to pass.
They for sure have to. But if Hellraisers manage to pick up 1, well, let's say 2 rounds, I would still consider that something that is workable with on a map like Oregon. If they manage to win the complete 3 next rounds after that tactical timeout, that would be even better. Now, the advantage they have now is that Secret have played every single side before. There's only 1 opportunity they can really go for, due to the fact that, you know, this one is currently the only one that's unlocked, unless they want to go for the other middle floor site. That gives them the opportunity to have that talk successfully with their coach, to bring in the adaptations necessary to win this bottom floor hold. I mean, it got quite close in the first round. Don't forget that, because it was just Smash that was caught off running, which really made it possible to go for a 1v1 fight for Slemon in the end.
Sleben, concerned about a drone that might swing round, and there it is. They're learning, they're adapting, and they're able to pick apart some of this game before. Anything that they can take out of Hellraiser's approach is something that they can definitely build on later. Gomfy on a bit of a stretch, all the way on the top floor, and they're still going to check it out, but look at the pace of Exodus. They have an awareness, there are pings coming through, and it's such a good information game that is still so consistently terrifying. Pop swung, perfectly played, and there's suddenly a quick pick up on the opposite side. Smash with 1, with Keenan getting the trade on the pullback there. They're still going to see if they can open it up, and it's the Buck on the story above that's really being a bit of a drive there, holding off the angle. But again, Exodus, he plays this game so fast.
He played it so well as well, really played that mind game there, and as Kendra is now in attic, he gets spotted out, will be forced to fall back towards the big tower, and will be dropping as fast as he possibly can. Meets another drone on his way out, and as he's trying to go for a big trick here, goes right prone, right beneath the default cam, but gets spotted by the Yana replicator. Now he will be all the way at that bottom floor, still playing around the staircase though, having an opportunity to go aggressive, but at least they don't need to worry about him anymore as a grenade comes down, but not cooked enough to pick him up.
Ooh, that was a scary sound, though. And that was a moment where he's instantly slipped by, and he'll have that as a count of, okay, that's one of my 9 lives gone. 1:10, and that's the time for them to build. Kendrew tried to build his way back up there, took care of a drone, but it's still this constant game, and it is so good from Hellraisers, and has been one of the sort of jewels on the crown. Tried to get the Maverick with C4, but it didn't quite pop off in the right way as Emission is able to dart away from it. It does mean there was a slight slow in the tempo of getting that open, but it's nothing that has entirely slowed them down. Exodus on the pillar stairs is pre-firing around towards the pillar and gets it. Great take onto Kendrew there, who's taken away, but Keenan once again with a trade and a bit of revenge. He's going to retake the mantle of this position. Just sees the Iana slip by, but as the ADS start to get burned, he cannot hang around too long.
35 seconds left on the clock as Pack build close with a smoke canisters and a shotgun that is in a key position. Flares, I believe he is dropped here as there is still, of course, a bit of support left from the barrel side of things. Packbull in that crucial position needs to stop this from happening. He needs to make sure that they're going to be able to pick it up, but Gemini quickly gets disabled here. The prone shot will come through, and it's only up to Flarezo now in a 1v2, but he loses it out, and it's Secret that will win it in the end, and it's an 0-4 currently. They're looking to make this a quick map.
Well, as I said, Keenan didn't quite have the biggest connection with the start of this map compared to how important he was in the middle showing, but here a 4K. Cooked in the round, 2 of them trade a massive game that otherwise they haven't quite been able to get into against Hellraisers, because to be fair, the game from Hellraisers has been intel, find a player, isolate and remove. Here, though, Keenan just found a couple of responses, a couple of key parts and phrases to make the sentence spell, this is a secret round, this is our 4th in a row. And this is us not only sort of matching our best before, matching yours, and seeing if we can drive a little bit further and further as they find themselves angling just closer and closer.
Now, this scoreline might be more important than you think at home. If they do continue this current pace, of course, they still need to win another map to bring it to the decider where they have the opportunity to play for the European League point. But if they do win this map, let's say 7-0, 7-1, 7-2, they do have, if I'm correct, I'm not 100% sure on that because the rules have changed a couple of times every now and then, the side choice for the decider map. And if that's the case, then this Oregon might be the right starting points to really propel them into a final map. Of course, there's still another map they need to go for. Don't get me wrong, it is only map 1 out of the 3 they need to win to make it to EUL. Whilst Hellraisers just needs a single one, but it's definitely a good start so far, 0-4.
Back to dorms, back to a site where they might be able to start to, I guess, try and keep this pressure up. And look at Keenan. He's now aggressively trying to find an entrance. They're looking for more drones. They're making sure that Hellraiser's game is pushed and pressured. And for the first time, it seems like Secret seemingly have a bit of a handle on the start of how these rounds are threading together. Led in still by a bit of an intel drive, just because it's starting to be closed down in no way means it's not as successful as it could be. And as they get the Prisma trying to cook its way across, Exodus is holding the rotation, hoping that they force them into a bit of a trickier angle and force them into a more uncomfortable situation. But otherwise, nobody is making that gambit or that gamble for now. Again, 1 player is on site right now.
See, this is the thing that Secret continues doing. There is so many opportunities here for Hellraisers to just strike the site and get away with it, especially as Smash is in his current position where he can hold off any rotation, make sure no one is heading back up those stairs. They need to go the long way around. And the rest of the Hellraisers is seeming to start pushing that. Smash gets that first kill, catches Gomfy off guards, tries to go for a second, but it's Keenan to come in with a trait yet once again. Truly paying off his weight in gold here right now for the side of Secret, as he is such a crucial player this map.
Oh, he is on a mission, and it is just the constant fight back, and he's going to see if he can keep trying to put the pressure on as Kendrew's going to fall back as well. 1:30, and they realize that all the pressure's now probably going to start coming through, because at this point, you assume Hellraisers have done all the checks that they need. Exodus on the door, and Packbull hopped up on the top, gets 1 more for the road. And now as he's going to see if he can sliver and slink away the route that was previously open, doesn't even want to risk that. Goes deeper, goes further away, and Hellraisers, they're quite isolated now. They have the 2 players over on the tower side, make that 1 player as Kendrew swings and retakes Attic, and the diffuser itself a minute on, but Amision is left watching a window rush. He's watching another one, and he's able to net a kill through it. Sleben goes down, double window gets opened up, but it's still 2 isolated players, 1 cold diffuser, and 3 secret players left.
Secret trying to get back into these series and is doing so exceptionally well so far, as we see Kendrew hopping all the way up into tier 3, but he's being picked up. Amision gets that kill. A 2-on-2 situation now, goes for the swing, but Keenan picks him up yet again. Trades as Rush goes aggressive now, but the member is heading down onto those stairs. The diffuser still dropped and in the hands of Keenan, and he will be picking up yet another kill. That is a 5-0 for Secret now. Hellraisers not allowed to get into this matchup so far. They might have 2 maps, but they have 0 rounds on Horgan.
I believe that's 7 kills for Keenan over 2 rounds.
I think it's 9 in the meantime. 8 or 9.
It's just something that is really leading in. And again, the responses are what is making it happen. It's such a great rebuttal to the approach of Hellraisers that has, for a lot of this, been kind of unquestioned. It's an energy that we've kind of cried for from Secret for most of this day so far, is Hellraiser's drone game is very, very good, and it's consistently punishing you. They have that awareness now. But at the same time, you kind of have to lean into it, because the pace that Hellraisers take, that opening 30 seconds to a minute, has so consistently been, we are in the map, we have this angle, and very often we have this rotation, and now we have this kill. We have this pick on this player, and it's just this loving sort of rebuttal of, okay, now I have you.
And to some extent, it is still the case. Hellraiser still gets into the building early. They still manage to get some key positions. They still manage to get an entry kill here and there. However, it's Keenan now that keeps on trading it out, as he's doing so well. Every single time a teammate dies, he somehow is in the right position to instantly swing on it and give a reply up to the Hellraisers. Now, 0-5, it's not the end of the world. It's still something Hellraisers can come back from, but this defensive half of Secret has been so convincing. And that is definitely going to be a hit for you on your own map pick, on your second map pick in this best of 5, because suddenly Secret are starting to get into the series at that point. And they're looking to do so in convincing fashion. Keenan on that default cam is looking to find himself a jump out onto one of the players of Hellraisers.
That's it. He's hoping to cause more and more problems. He's hoping to cause more and more drama, and he's sort of sat waiting at this moment in time, and it's one of the slowest approaches that we've had from them so far. Keenan hops out, gives a bit of a game away, and rebuilds the barricade to make sure that they can't quite put it, but it's more food for thought in the sides of Hellraisers. And to be fair, if that's one of the things that we could look towards criticizing Hellraisers on their play so far, is very often they won't try and put some energy onto the site when they don't, or they do realize that there's maybe less people on it than they otherwise previously thought. Exodus with the take across the top here. They were pretty clean on this previously. They got themselves in on a lot of the verticality. But that didn't tell the end story here. It's a drop and a fight over the side of a player that's dug in on the backside, dropped previously by this hole, this new hold that happened underneath, which obviously used to be an entirely locked off space, which is why you're seeing quite a few players suffer to it.
It's quite a bit of an awkward moment there just now, as well as Exodus went pro, and he just got the peek onto Sleben, but wasn't able to shoot, and now Sleben falling back. And they're really wanting to build onto the momentum they currently have. It's 0-5, looking to go for 0-6, but as Gumpy falls first. This time, no trade of Keenan coming through. And it seems like the top floor is under their control. But Keenan, the man of the hour so far, is starting to sneak up. Spots out a player, goes for some pre-fires, not able to land the kill, but at least makes his presence known. And he's staying there to try and slow them down. They don't have the control of the bedroom yet with the hatch in it. And as they're slowly starting to push up, Keenan continues to swing in every now and then.
Well, they're able to slip by, and that makes it a little bit trickier for Keenan now to hold this, because if they open up the soft on the back of the beds, it means his retreat is going to be one that gets caught, and they have more than enough options. It's another sliver and a slink away as they pre-fire towards the top of the stairs, and there it is. And there goes a buck down, but not locked off. He cannot hold the fight, and he's just going to get out of that situation, try to lock it off with the impact, but the Faker! They get caught. They did save the man, though. Smash very cleverly played the the ability as he went down, but Keenan, he refuses to let them escape. Rush, in the meantime, is able to take out Packbull on the site, and they're now putting pressure onto the backside. Keenan's going to see he's toying up the decision of retaking the top or locking off Zulu on the far side, but Emission, he's got 30 seconds to open up their route through onto the default, and last time it was Packbull close as the man that locked it off, and this time, well, they're actually going to see if they can try and find the response. Sleben, he slow creeps his way around onto the stage, wants to try and make a grand appearance of his own. He's concerned he might get caught out by the drones at this moment in time because he's isolated, but with 14 seconds, they cannot pay too much concern to the opposite side. They got to get that diffuser in. Flarezo, are you even going to be able to make it in time? They're going to see if they can solidify the kills, but it's 2-2. It's 4 seconds. The diffuser isn't close enough. He just finds it, but it's Gendru. And that is a 6-0 half. And that is by far the best we've seen Secret today.
It is definitely, and as Kendrew left the game, I think we are heading to a very small pause here. As a match point is here. Not just 1, not just 2. No, a total of 6 match points here for Team Secret. Now, this is good for them. And currently, the side of Hellraisers do not really have a clue what's going on. They're trying their best. They're getting some kills, but Keenan is just able to strike back time and time again and really dismantle whatever attack is being thrown at them. And he does so very well. I think he's on 12, maybe 13 kills right now. He's definitely stepping up big here for the side of Secret. And the question, of course, here is he going to be able to keep this up over the next couple of maps, or is the rest of Secret coming alive as well?
If there was a performance that was needed,
it is this one.
It is this one. It is just so well put together. The confidence as well, and everything is to play for. We cannot sort of underplay the importance of this game on the future of these 10 players' career. It's their entire 2022 is made or broken by the fate of this game. And at this point, sure, Hellraisers, they've got 2 maps up. They are 1 map away from getting that locked in. There has to be an entire reverse sweep that's come through here from Secret, the team that is facing relegation and down the barrel of, well, both barrels, if we're fair. But it would not be the first reverse sweep.
No.
It would not be the second reverse sweep.
And it will definitely not be the last, because we've had many, and we will have many, either over a single map, or 5, or 3. They always seem to find a way in, and I know we're not even there yet. I mean, the first map hasn't even been finished yet. Who knows? Maybe Hellraisers is going to be going on a big streak now, picking up 6 rounds in a row themselves, push it to OT yet once more, and lock it off there. But their attacks here, they seem to be not so much not coordinated. It was more so they did not really pay too much attention to Keenan. He was able to strike time and time again. They might find the first kill, but then after that, it all falls apart.
Now, we have seen today Hellraisers is able to pull off 5 rounds in a row on their defense. It might have been a full sweep.
Yeah.
We didn't know. We didn't get there. They won the map before that was an answer that we had before us on our big board of stats and statistics to be able to run through. But in that sort of same breath, you can sort of see it on the face of, well, mainly Smashed by Ash and Flarezo, as the other cameras have unfortunately separated from our broadcast. It's stress. This is obviously not going to plan in any sense of the word. They used their tack timeout after the 3rd round, and since then it's been another 3 that's gone against them. They're likely to still get a couple of rounds here on their defense. There's a chance they might be able to thread 6 and pull themselves back into this. That is truly dependent on Secret, a team that has, so far today, struggled on their attacks. But one thing I will say about Oregon with the comparisons against Chalet and Bank is Secret seems so much more comfortable and so much more familiar with the expectations of what is going to be played against them by Hellraisers.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing I'm worrying about, though, they just got in a bit of a groove here, the side of Secret, and now, due to a crash, are going to be taken out of it. Of course, they only need a single round over the next 6, but this helps Hellraisers so much, I would dare to argue, as they have the opportunity now to discuss and talk about what's going wrong. Not with their coach, but between themselves. It doesn't seem like there's much talking going on, at least not from Flarezo or Smash by Ash, as both of them are sitting relatively still. They might just try and stay in their focus, get back into it. Who knows? Maybe they sign off the map already. I also just got confirmation, by the way, that this map has nothing to do with deciding who wins the final pick on the decider. That is done by coin flip. So if you're Hellraisers, you might be like, all right, this Oregon is over with. Let's go to the next map.
Now, as it sounds like we're about to drop back in, Hellraisers. Okay, in fairness, you've won the first 2 maps.
You have.
You're allowed to take a little bit of a time off. But
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not too much. There is still 2 opportunities if this does go away from you, but you want to lock it off now. You don't want this series to extend, because the longer this goes on, the more stressed it becomes, the closer, and that pressure builds and builds and builds of you are expected to win this now. You are in the prime seat. You couldn't be handed a better win.
You couldn't be handed on a better opportunity.
Better opportunity.
Well. Like,
that's a better way of putting it.
2-0 up, and you fell flat in the last best of 5 you played. Let's hope you've learned from that. And
where they fell flat was where it started to go from the later maps onwards.
Yes, exactly. But this gets me worried a little bit, though. Like, if it's as 0-6 currently, after you've played 2 maps which were relatively close, I mean, sure, there should have been rounds that they've won. Small mistakes that were made, which leave them in the situation they're in right now, but that has been the case over the last 2 maps as well. So basically, all 3 maps so far have seen these systematic mistakes of Hellraisers, which has cost them rounds, not maps, however, yet. And of course, the mistakes they've made, they are not going to be causing this map to be lost. It's not like we're a max-out team. We're 0-6 currently. Keenan is on an absolute roll. My question is, will he continue to do so? First of all, on the attack, as he's been an impressive force, but also as soon as we go over to Villa.
Well, Keenan wants to be the lead-in, and we'll see if they can sort of drive some of the momentum that they had so well. Kendrew on the Flores can be a really big play on this map, but look at this. Packball wasting no time. They're going to go for the impact trick, and it does not catch out. Doesn't quite connect, so instead Rosh has to quickly pile out of there. I thought it made it to mark, but unfortunately not. It's become a little bit trickier and trickier to actually get a handle on that this time round, and that opens up a little bit of width now as the pressure starts to pop itself round onto the trophy door. The Aruna Gate is burnt quite early, and Keenan's going to drone through, and they might see if they can just use this. Yep, the Flores is going to, it's going to catch their team drone, but it also catches the Malusi, catches the Banshee on the side of the door.
Gives him an extra opportunity now to go for a potential plant later on, as Exodus still below here on a potential flank, is looking to make his way back up. Realizes a lot of them are near Armory, are near the master bedroom. Oh, and one is below in Classroom as well. Misses the opportunity to go for the kill there, but going to be well aware now, and as the Aruni Laser Gate gets reinstated. It's going to be a secret that needs to use another piece of utility just as the smokes come out. The plant will be attempted. 45 seconds soon to be on the clock as Packball's really being pushed about all over the site right here.
Exodus is right below, punishes and sprays through the opener there, and it was very well played by the Smoke, who, for anything, has taken this round into the favor. He not only smoked out the default where they wanted to go first, smoked out where it was next, but Keenan, he finds 2 more for the tally onto the 3rd for the round, and they're both below. He might not know that it's truly just him on this top floor, and he's waiting for the rotation to come through, but there's so many openings, so many angles, and so much risk. The pre-fire popped. It's dangerous, and he almost finds Smash. Baited the reload. There's another potential gift. They pull away. It's the cleverer move. And Keenan's going to see if he can find himself a sight. He now has the call that both of them are down, but he's actually going to take this time to reload more than anything, rather than see if he can stick the diffuser back in. Locked up, and he has some of the intel. There might be something that feeds, whether they're coming up white towards him, as he's going to see if he can get this already fully locked and stocked. It's a pre-fire just at the very end. Holds his nerve and tries to hold it off. He cannot quite find Exodus. And there it is. 1 round goes into the side of Hellraisers. Another 5. It's what's ahead of them.
Needed an extra second right there to get himself into the right position to stop this retake from happening. It was a smart call going for the reload first, though. Only 24 bullets left in that magazine. It takes a long while to reload, so take the time when you have it. That's exactly what he went for there. And maybe if he would have challenged first, would have gotten the kill onto wide after a fake plant come through, that would have been winnable. But we're not going to be giving too much criticism of Keenan here because he is on an absolute roll. 17 kills, I believe, right now, something like that. absolutely carrying Secret through this map. And Hellraisers have finally found their first round in this third map, which they need, you know, at least 5 more to make it to OT. And let's say they need 7 more to take the win here.
Well, with the concern over the smoke game played before, Warden is back on the board for not the first time for Hellraisers today. They're going to see if they can get some of the response towards the play that was otherwise done earlier on. And it's that sort of build-up from this position now. It's that concern of, okay, well, how can we move around this smoke game? Because as I said, Flarezo there, he's been a player that's name's popped up at the sort of most important executes, which you always want it to be in the hands of your smoke.
Yeah.
That was a situation there, because it wasn't just that he smoked towards the default plant on the sort of spot around the foosball table, but then also towards the door of trophy, and then the last position was still locked in by Exodus underneath. It was a perfect play, and that, my ladies, gents, and non-binary friends at home, is plan A, B, and C all coming together at the same time, and that is why you have these multiple rotation angles and multiple ideas in place.
And somehow it was still almost all dismantled by a single man on the side of Team Secret. Fortunately for Hellraisers, not the case. Still have a fighting chance here at the side of Oregon. It's not done yet. We've seen the reverse sweeps happen in both series, but also maps, as I mentioned before. So an 0-6 could surely turn into a 8-6 win here for Hellraisers. We're, of course, a long way out from it yet, but they set the first step, and that one is often the most important one.
Well, a quick read on the play that's going around on the corner. The Echo drone, the Twitch drone, sorry, couldn't quite get its way around the close corner onto blue. It was looking to see if it could remove potentially, or my disc, potentially something out from the other side, but to be fair, there is the drone hole behind it, so it wasn't entirely intent on making its way across. Now, as they go for a fortunate approach here around the top, they're going to see if they can put some pressure onto the Prisma, and they're just getting the call now that seeing if they can get an idea onto the freezer side. It's quick from Secret. And as I said before at the turn of the half, Secret seem more comfortable on this than either of the 2 maps we've seen before so far.
They've definitely seemed the most confident here indeed, and that shows in the scoreline here. But they do need to find themselves an entry now onto this side. Hellraisers are trying to hold on strong. They have the presence in the freezer. They have the presence near the back stairs and into the blue elbow. And that's what they need to get rid of. There's one of my discs being taken care of. ADS is as well destroyed by the Twitch drone, and as he confirms, this very last zap is finally going to be destroyed, but the damage already done, and that will aid Secret in an eventual take around the freezer side.
Popping around, seeing if they can open up the swing, which is happening aggressively, and it, to be fair, has to. Smash is going to see if he can lay some of the pressure back into the remaining players, and that's all of them at this point. It's one of the longest that we've had all 10 players up, but I say it, and it happens to kind of go away from them. The grenades bounce around. They should be able to get Flarezo up. Kendrew, he swings round, and it's suddenly one apiece for Kendrew and Packbull, but Smash in the middle, and Exodus at the end finds ones of their own. Smash is able to get into a very aggressive position, drops, and there's a bit of revenge. And there it is! The first map that goes into Secret's favor happens very quickly, and it gives them all the energy of the explosiveness that can drive them towards one more, and then maybe the end of the best of 5.
Maybe one more indeed. We are heading to Villa next. It is the map picker Secret. This one was Hellraisers, as you have just seen. They were not able to put up a show. Not as much as they have been able to do before, because Keenan, the man of the hour, has been on absolute fire. I think the key point here will be, is he going to be able to continue that? Is he going to be able to bring that up onto the next 2 maps? Because that is definitely something Secret need.
And that is the best showing that we've seen from them all day. Not just in terms of they won a map, but the confidence was of a tier 1 team that is fighting to stay with that at the start of their name. They've just got to take another 2 maps. So, we'll take a quick break. We'll see if Hellraisers have a bit of a team talk, and we'll see what happens after that.